He's a Broadway icon who's had roles in hit shows like Rent and Aida. The talented Adam Pascal is here as part of the touring production of Something Rotten. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me.
You are really like a Broadway legend.
Oh my goodness, well thank you.
You really are. And you were in Rent. Was that your big debut?
Yeah, absolutely. Can only go down from there.
Not true.
No, that was my first venture into theater. I grew up playing in rock bands, so I had never done musical theater before Rent, and that was 1995. So that was the launching of my musical theater career. Yeah.
And then you actually played in the movie Rent.
I did. I was in the movie in 2005. We shot the movie.
Was it hard to go from stage to film?
It was actually surprisingly easy. In my experience, I have found that doing the work on camera that you do on stage is essentially the same thing, except there's a camera in your face. So you just have to, you make technical adjustments for lighting and angles and cameras and stuff like that. But the interaction, the interplay between actors is the same, So it wasn't difficult for me.
And that was what, 20 years ago? Are you still in touch with cast members?
Sure, yeah. I stay in touch with some people. Jesse Martin, Anthony Rapp, Daphne Rubin Vega, absolutely.
Okay. And we also know you as the lead in Aida.
Yes.
Amazing. What was it like taking on that iconic love story?
Well, I mean, just the opportunity to sing original music by Elton John was the hugest honor. I grew up being the biggest fan of his, and still am. And getting to work on an original score of his was, a dream come true for me.
You were also in School of Rock. We could just do this all day. That was also a very memorable role.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
It was great. I actually get a lot of requests on Facebook from people who've seen the movie, and the name of the band that I was in the movie was called No Vacancy, and they say, where can I find No Vacancy music? Where can I buy the No Vacancy record? And I have to say, no, it's not a real band. That was
but it's
a movie.
funny now that you say you played in rock bands growing up.
That's true.
That was like a perfect role for you.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it was. It was definitely. There was a lot of my personal life in that movie.
Do you still play?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I go out and do my own gigs all the time. Yeah.
Really?
But it's not a rock band setup anymore.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a little
You've
older
tamed
now.
a little?
I've tamed a little bit. Yeah. So more piano, bass, drums, quiet. People eating, drinking.
A little more mellow.
Yeah.
Tell us about Something Rotten.
Yeah, Something Rotten is a new musical. It was on Broadway. We closed in January, and then we went right on tour. The show is about two brothers. It takes place during the Renaissance. It's about two brothers, Nick and Nigel Bottom, who are playwrights who haven't had much success. And they go and they visit a fortune teller who tells them that the next big thing in theater is going to be musicals. And he starts to see visions of all of the famous musicals that come in the future, and he starts telling them little snippets here and there, pulling them out and not having any context and not having any idea what these little snippets are or where they're from. And so the brothers then create this crazy musical based on all of these random ideas from famous musicals of the future.
And you play William Shakespeare.
I play William Shakespeare, absolutely.
Did you have to do a lot of research for this role?
Zero. Which is how I do all my roles. Zero research.
Maybe that's your secret, what makes you so good.
So far, so good, yeah.
Why did you want to be a part of Something Rotten? What was it about this?
Well, the music is really brilliant, and the writing is hysterical, and the opportunity to be in a really good musical comedy, those opportunities are few and far between, and so I really gravitated towards this tremendously because I wanted the chance to make people laugh.
You got to perform last night at Starlight. It's your first time in Kansas City, at least we think so.
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah.
What was that experience like?
It was actually pretty unnerving to go out and perform this show that we've been performing for so long in dark theaters, to open the show and it's daylight out and you can see everyone sitting right there in the sky and everything. It's visually it's unnerving, and audibly it's unnerving because you hear these echoes and the way things reverberate and then dissipate, and you hear the cicadas making all these noise, all the noise in the trains and everything. It's kind of wild. Yeah.
And your understudy, Daniel Beeman, he's actually from Kansas City.
He is, absolutely, yeah, and he's going to be going on this weekend. He's going to be, so all of you local Kansas Cityans who want to see Daniel, he's going to be on. There he is. Yeah.
Awesome.
So go see him. He's awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in and chatting with us. Honestly, an honor to talk with you.
Thank you.
Something Rotten runs now through July 30th at Starlight Theatre. For ticket information, call 816-363-STAR or visit kcstarlight.com.